Who wants to get us started? We'll start right here in front with Cole on the right front.
Damani, now that just the entire fall camp is over and your mindset's going toward week one, is there a sense of just relaxation to know that there's finally real football to be played?
I wouldn't say relaxation, but I'll just say like a more of an urgency because you have to get ready for the game. Everything matters now. So I wouldn't say relax. I'll say like it's more intense, so you have to like be ready and like get ready to play.
And then a program like Sam Houston, they bring in a couple of transfers from the FBS level. They've been to the FCS National Championship. They've been deep in the postseason. When you face off against a team like that, is there little margin for errors because if you know what they're capable of?
I'll say you said like what do you mean by little margin of errors?
Like because of the way that the talent is built there, it's almost matching to what you guys can bring on there.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, so I feel like any week it's like little margin of error. So we just have to go to practice the right way, and we'll just do that.
Stay in the front, right here, Travis Brown from the Eagle.
What's it been like so far working next to Jordan Gilbert, and what does he bring to the defense so far?
Jordan Gilbert, he's a very smart guy. He's athletic, jumps out the gym very fast. I just like know he's like gonna do his job. He's always in the playbook. He has instincts. He's just a good player all around. But he's the main thing he brings to the table. He's like he knows like where like people is gonna be. He knows how to line people up. He knows my job. He knows and like everybody else's job. So it's like I have another quarterback of the defense.
We'll go back to the back row to Tyler from KBTX, and then Brent.
Damani, what's impressed you about this defense the most during fall camp, and just kind of what are your expectations as the season starts?
The unit that impressed me the most is the D-line. They're fast, quick, and like strong. They have a lot of depth, so everyone's making plays. Overall, I would say the depth. We have a lot of depth at DB, D lineman. So I'll just say like the depth and the talent level is like it's good like all around. Like we have like a lot of people that's good.
Down front to Brent Zorneman from the Houston Chronicle.
When Haynes King broke his leg last year, how much did it mean to the team to see what he did? He was still around. He was on his little cart. He was helping coach things up. How much did that mean to the team at that point as well?
To me, it just showed how dedicated he was to being a leader and to just being with the team. So just showing how much of a team player he was and just how much the team means to him.
Questions? We'll go back to the back to Justin Woodard from KAGS. TV row on the right.
Money. Couple quick things. Sam Houston, they got a Georgia Tech transfer quarterback. Not sure how much film you watch, but when he's in, obviously his running ability changes things. So as a defense, if he's in the game, what does that do for you guys?
It just keeps us on our toes, not having us like to relax when the quarterbacks sometimes when quarterbacks don't have an option, sometimes quarterbacks don't have an option to run the ball. So just having that option just keeps us like on our toes, having to plaster our man when we're man coverage or just in like coverage. So it just keeps us on our toes and we just know he have that extra ability to run the ball.
And then just experience in secondary for you guys, in the back end. I mean, how good can this group be in the back?
The sky's the limit. We have a lot of depth. We have a lot of playmakers. I feel like people have like shown shown like they wanted to win, like how much they shown to win. I just feel like they care more. So I just feel like the sky's the limit. We just have to practice the right way and get better like each and every week.
Let's go left side to Naomi from the Dallas Morning News.
So what is the focus for defense going into this week with an offense like Sam Houston's?
Our main focus is they have like kind of like a tempo offense. So one of our main focus was to get lined up, get ready to play. Another focus that we have is to contain the quarterback. So just not allowing him to gash us for big runs and plastering our man and having like the D-line to like stay in their rush lane. So just trying to contain him.
Stay on the left side. We'll go to Robert Cessna from the Eagle, and then Cole.
So now that your senior year is here going in, do you feel a sense of urgency, confidence, got to get something done? What is your mindset going into your last year?
My mindset just, I feel like I have a lot of urgency now. I'm much more urgent. I'm trying to be as like much of a leader I can, so people won't like feel like it's time, like we have time to do anything. Because when you have like feeling like you have time, like you get like behind. So I'm just trying to be a leader and just push the young guys and yeah, just like pushing the young guys and just having like much more urgency with everything I do.
Got time for a couple quick ones. We'll go to Cole and finish with Tyler in the back.
Damani, you kind of talked about right up front. You talked about kind of the defensive line and how you've been impressed with them. But for the freshmen that have come in and been a part of this entire summer process, have you noticed a more mature aspect of them, especially with guys who are already in the program starting in January?
Well, like in the past, I feel like it's just some maturity, some immaturity. But I just feel like the main thing that sticks out to me about them is just the talent level and how much talent they bring. I feel like there's going to be some mature guys. So to be honest, I feel like it's about the same, but I just feel like the talent-wise, they're much better overall.
Let's go back to the TV row to Tyler, and we'll finish it up.
Damani, how important is this season opener as a first game to just kind of set the tone for the defense, as the year goes on?
I feel like it's very important. We always have to start anything we do the right way. So just doing this, like starting the right way at this game, just like shows like how dedicated we've been at practice and like throughout the off season. So just setting the tone the right way this first game just allows us to get rolling during the season.
All right, that's it. Thanks.
All right, thank y'all.
Got a nice Smith coming up. If you have a question, welcome. We'll get started with Cole over here on your right, front row.
Anais, without going into too much detail on one specific quarterback, where have you seen Haynes improve, Max improve, and Connor improve? And more specifically, where have you seen them raise the level of competition in practice?
I feel like all three quarterbacks, they definitely stepped up to the leadership role, definitely trying to take over the team in a way. I feel like Haynes has definitely improved in his arm ability, his arm strength, and really just his keys and reading the defense. And along with that, same thing I could say goes for Max. You know what I'm saying? He came in as a transfer, didn't really know the offense for real, but he's then gotten better learning the offense. And Connor, he just came in making a lot of plays, and he's really just trying to step up.
Let's go left side to Robert Cessna from the Eagle, and then Travis.
So nice. What is Haynes King's demeanor like in the huddle, and has it changed since his couple games last year?
I believe his demeanor is, he's a winner. You know what I'm saying? He definitely wants to win. Great personality off the field, but when he's on the field, it's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's locked in, focused, and he's ready to win.
Anything different from last year, like maturity or anything different you seen from last year?
I can definitely say he's matured a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to go ahead and get everybody going. That leadership role that he's stepping into is definitely changed. You know what I'm saying? He's not just a person that's going to sit back and try to be quiet. He definitely trying to bring that inner leadership out.
Travis Brown from the Eagle.
Two questions. First, what does the competition between Wyckoff and Foster bring, having that competition at center, and what have you seen from Wyckoff that he's stepped his game up?
It's definitely bringing out, the dog in both of them. You know what I'm saying? Just both of them being young, both of them being in the same class. They definitely want to compete, but they're both working. I don't think they're too focused on, who's going to be starting, who's not. But at the end of the day, it's like they've been working very hard. I'll say that. And then what was the second part?
And then the second, going against Jordan Gilbert at safety, what has he brought to the defense, and how much of a challenge is he going to be for opposing wide receivers?
Most definitely. He's a ball hawk. I'll definitely say that. And definitely somebody that you got to keep on your toes, because if you don't, then, you know what I'm saying, he's going to take advantage of the times that you're not. And I can definitely say with him being back there, he's starting to mature a whole lot, learning the defense, and he's going to be a playmaker.
Let's go left side with Zach Taylor from Bryan Broadcasting, and then Ben.
And honestly, I've heard explosiveness a lot. What is the key to being an explosive offense?
Really just making sure you do everything right, every single play. You know what I'm saying? Just doing your job. Everybody is part of it, starting with the offensive line to the QBs, out to the wideouts. You know what I'm saying? It's really just doing your job. Nothing too special. You know what I'm saying? Just doing your job.
Let's go to the back right to Ben Peck from KAGS, and then Olin, and then Tyler.
Nice. I guess just curious how your hand's doing. I know we've seen you kind of working through that in the preseason camp, and just throughout this preseason camp, just kind of what's the process been like for you to kind of manage getting ready for the season, and then also just making sure you're taking care of your body?
Yeah. At first, it was quite a struggle, not being able to practice with those guys, especially, you know, my injury and whatnot. But I was making sure I was still getting it in. I was on the sidelines, like, while I wasn't practicing catching with one hand, because the coaches wasn't allowing me to use the other ones along with the trainers. So definitely got a whole lot better at my right hand. And now I just been catching a whole lot of balls with my left hand only, and that's really went ahead and strengthened my eyes to a way to where I focus on the ball a whole lot more, and it just got me better.
Got time for two short ones. Olin, and then Tyler.
Yeah, nice. We hear a lot about the increased speed and how much speed is going to be on the offense and all that with Devon and Evan and all that. From a player's perspective, can you really tell a difference? Is there really that much more speed than y'all have had before, or is it just something that's getting hyped up?
I wouldn't say it's just getting hyped up. I mean, you can definitely tell there's like a lot of speed on the field from all positions, from the running back room, the receiver room, even the defensive back room. Everybody's just playing faster. It seems like the game is slowing down for a lot of these guys, you know what I'm saying? And you can definitely tell people are making a lot of plays.
TV row on your left to Tyler.
Is there any different feeling going into a season opener as opposed to other games? And what's the excitement level like, especially, you know, being your senior year in the season opener?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The first game of the season is always going to set the tone for the rest of the season. So, I mean, this game here is a big one, just like any other game. We're definitely going to take this game just like we play in the national championship. And along with every other game, it's not going to be a play where we take off and make sure that we're doing everything right. Really just trying to be great.
All right, you're all done. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. God bless.
Everybody okay in the back? Oh. All right. Sound is good. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir. Well, game week is here. Excited for the players. I know they've been through camp, and you always want to go play another opponent. Well, we're going to get a very good opponent. We're going to get one that's only had one loss in 2 years, and a coach that's won multiple national championships and has played in multiple national championship games. They understand how to play, how to win. Coach Keeler has done a tremendous job. Sam Houston, but he's also did it at Delaware where he was at Delaware, and he did it at Rowan when he was at Rowan. And I believe he played in 5 national championship games there, won a national championship at Delaware, won one at Sam Houston. Tremendous football coach. Will have these guys very well prepared. They've done a great job. You watch the film, you can tell how well-rounded they are and diverse in what they do in their schemes on offense, throw the ball around. The new quarterback can really run. He's athletic. Knew him out of high school. I can spin and play with Georgia Tech. The other new transfers they have, plus with what they have coming back, have done a great job. These kids expect to win. Defensively, very multiple in their fronts. A lot of stemming, moving up front, blitz packages, things they do, aggressive, physical, multiple coverages, kicking game very sound. You don't win national championships and win 20 games in a row, 21 games in a row, however many they won there, without being a great team in all three phases, and they do it. They're well coached. They'll come in here ready to play, and like I say, they've added some new transfers to their roster on both sides of the ball that will be significant, plus other guys that have already won a national championship with. So it'll be a great challenge for us. We need to play very well. We need to come out the gate, but more importantly, have a great week of practice. We play well if you practice well. You have to come out and understand that. And but these guys will challenge you not only physically with their ability, but their schemes, their competitiveness, their toughness. They do a great job. And like I said, we need to play very well and have a great week of practice to get ready to go. Questions?
Second row, Olin.
Hey, buddy.
Jimbo, hi. Just a couple things.
Yes, sir.
First of all, beyond winning the game, what would you think a successful game would be? What would
Execute.
Yeah.
Be able to put your substitutions, not have self-inflicted wounds, play very disciplined, and play the game very physical, play it very disciplined, and play well in all three phases. Take care of the ball. If you're able to create turnovers, you create them, but make sure you're executing the plays that are ran, and offense, defense, get your substitutions, do the things you need to do, and play. You better play a heck of a game. There ain't no things you play with. You're playing a very good football team, so we got to be ready to play that way.
And can you give us any kind of illumination about what's going on at the center position?
Yeah, I mean, our guys are there. Matthew's playing there. Bryce is playing there. Remington's playing there. They're all playing right there and playing.
Down front, Brett.
I mean, ready to go. I mean, that's never been I don't know where that became an issue. Like, there's something there I haven't seen. It's the same three guys we've had there since the last 2 years.
Just to make it official, is Haynes King your starting quarterback for
Yes.
Saturday?
Mhm.
Okay. And what did it mean to this program, to you, last year? He didn't just disappear. He was on that little cart, almost looking like an elderly person at Walmart or something, scooting around and helping.
No, Haynes is a very involved guy, just like all three of those guys will be.
Involved.
He's going to do that, man. That's who he is. And listen, any great leader, any great competitor, any great guy he was the quarterback of that team is not going to walk away just because you have an injury or at any other position. I don't care if it's a DB or a linebacker or, we act like that's as a quarterback because you notice them more. But those D linemen, guys that got hurt, D linebackers, the offensive linemen, they were all extremely involved in what we did and how we did it. And, that's what players, they take a lot of pride. That's their family. And listen, you go through the trials and tribulations you go through with your football team. Because you get injured, you don't walk out on them. You can be there and provide a lot of leadership, knowledge, support, so many different things for the players that are playing just because you're injured. And he did a great job of that, as our others do.
Down front, Travis, and then to the left, Naomi.
A little out of left field, but Craig Potts is retiring, the head groundskeeper. What has it been like working with him, and what he's been able to provide for
I just want to know who's replacing him because our fields are daggone good. I just want to make sure we're still getting the same quality of work we're getting. I mean, listen, I said the day I got here when I first walked on the field, you always tell us something. My dad always said, "How your yard look? Are your shoes clean? Do you have how clean's your watch? All things like how's your car look? All things like that." When you walked here and you walked on these fields, they were like carpet. I mean, how immaculate they were, the practice fields, the game fields, the quality of work and what he did and the ability he gave our players, which you don't think about that. The footing and things, when you're talking about guys who can play pro football for lots of years and make millions of dollars, you get on a bad surface and something can happen to you. Well, they haven't done that since he's been here. And they're immaculate, and he's as good as there is in the business.
And then Jordan Gilbert, what have you seen from him, and how has he stepped his game up to take over the back?
Really has. I mean, he's grown. He's learning assignments, but feeling more comfortable in executing his assignments. Jordan's a very athletic guy. He can run. He can play. He's very intelligent. I mean, great student. And now he's been able to take the learning curve from there and put it into football and how it's been applied and multiple things. Tackles well, runs well, can play in space, play the ball. I mean, there's a lot of people who recruited him as a corner. I mean, so he's a safety who's physical that way, that can have great ball skills. So I think he's making great strides, had a very good camp.
Front left, Coach Naomi.
Oh, so with Haynes King, what was that deciding factor, a moment that really made you decide that he was the one that you wanted to start
There's
on Saturday?
multitudes. There's no deciding factor. There's multitudes of things over periods of time. And like I've said before, we feel very comfortable with the other two quarterbacks. Max Johnson be a starter here, and I think play very well, and so done Connor Wegman. So, we felt Haynes had a great camp, puts us in a great position to be successful going in right now, and that's what we believe in. And there's no one thing. It's a multitude of things on a daily basis, from on field, off field, throwing, running, reading, checking, and effect on. But at the same time, I said it took a while because you had guys that were matching each other. Guys played very well off of each other and kept pushing each other. But we had to make a decision for the first game. So we're very comfortable with Max. Haynes thought he had a great camp, but felt very good with Max and Connor also that, if Lord willing, nothing happens. But you feel very comfortable in that situation. As we did last year, you definitely need them.
Back right, Ben, and then to the left, Zach.
Coach, what jumped out to you and stood out to you about how Haynes handled the process with the offseason to have to come back and sort of re-earn that starting job, just not shying away from that part of the competition and being able to accomplish it?
He's not the only one that did. Everybody on the team did have to come back and win a starting job. We only talk about the quarterback. Every job's up for grabs every day, every game. If you're not performing and doing the things you have to have, everybody can be replaced. We want to make a big deal about the quarterback, but it happens somewhere else. Sometimes it happens, y'all don't even see it. I guess you're trying to say that at center, but I haven't seen that at center yet, but we'll see. But it can happen anywhere. Every job, every day is a competitor, and that's what he does. All right? Nothing's entitled to you. Nothing's given to you at any position on any team. And that's what you have to do each and every week. You practice and play. And he went to work every day. He did it and had some tough days, had some great days, and worked as what he had to do, improved on some things in which he had to improve on, felt comfortable in things he had to do, and got to playing very consistent.
Front left, Zach, and then to the right.
Jimbo, kind of to expound on that just a little bit, how much do you feel like Haynes' experience in this offense, and particularly with his team, helped him in this competition?
I don't say it didn't hurt him, but I think all the guys know what's going on. Max picked it up very quickly in those things, and I don't think that was maybe in the beginning, but I don't know, just from familiarity from terminology and things, but I don't know if that was a very big factor. I think the other guys learned very quickly and picked things up. They're very intelligent guys.
Front right, Cole.
Jimbo, when you look at a team like Sam Houston, who has a proven coach, but also players who have played at the FBS level coming in as transfers, how does that kind of maybe not give them an advantage, but it does make it a little bit more challenging because you know what the level of competition is?
Whoever you play. These guys win. They used to winning and playing. It doesn't matter to me if they played at FBF, SCS. It doesn't matter. Those guys are really good players who expect to win and know how to prepare and know how to compete. And that's what you look at. Sometimes we put too much stuff. Hey, there's a lot of guys in the NFL that went to FCS schools and playing great football and some of the best that ever played. So, that has nothing to do if you're being an FBS player or an FCS player. You look at their talent on the field and where they go and what they do and the program they're in, the culture they're in, and what they play with. So, in that regard, they are an excellent football team that are coached very well, and we're going to have to play one heck of a football game.
And then in terms of third down offense this past year, back in 2020, you were one of the best on converting on third down.
We were second in the country.
How have you seen the offense take those strides, especially with the receivers?
I think decision-making and the health of offensive linemen, the health of quarterbacks, the health of receivers, the health of all those things, and we've executed pretty well in the scrimmages and the day-to-day basis in which we have to do. So, we've always usually been a pretty good third down team where we've been, and we're able to throw the football, but sometimes you don't have as good a year as you do others.
Coach, back behind the lights to the left, Tyler, and then we'll stay in the back to Justin.
I guess what aspect or unit are you the most confident in after fall camp and as you start the season? And what are you going to be looking for?
I'm most confident in all of them, and I'm worried about all of them. I joke about that, but there is no way to answer that question. There's no, you say what, because you say it, well, that group should be more experienced when they go out. Well, they don't play as well. That group over there plays well. It's the ones that I feel the most confident in are the ones that practice the best, and the ones I feel the least confident in are the ones that don't practice the best. You're on guys on a weekly basis, and I'm joking about it, but I wish I knew consistently, because as a coach, you're always, this can happen, that can happen, this can happen. I feel confident in all of our guys, and I don't feel very unconfident in any of them. I think we have a very good team that has a chance to play very well. We just have to prepare well, practice well, so we can play well.
To the back right, Justin.
Coach, I know you go through situations in practice and all that, but how anxious are you to see it translate in a game situation on Saturday, like complementary football, responding to adversity? How
all
big
those
is that?
I'm very anxious, because you never get a true gauge of that, and it doesn't matter. Till the numbers on the scoreboard have lights on them. And those numbers matter. That's when guys, you want to see how they react and do. And like I say, there'll be some it may bother, some it may enhance. That's always the way it is. Until they get used to it or whatever, or they may all do it from the get-go. I've had it go in every way possible. You've coached as many years as I have. But you love to see the first days when they're out there and the excitement in their eyes, and to go compete and play for Texas A&M and fulfill a lifetime dream of what they're having to do.
To the left, Rob. then down front.
Howdy, Coach. You've told us in the past that the team kind of tells you who's going to be the starting quarterback. At what point did you know that the team had chosen King as the guy that?
I don't say
is
they
it
chose. I mean, that's
execution
part.
under him?
That's part of the decision. They don't make the whole decision. That's part of the decision and what you're doing. And I say this. They told me Max could be too. They told me Connor could be too. That guy's got time with the ones. Those guys move the ball straight down the field. I know that sounds contradicting, but that's a fact. All three guys our team responds to. I mean, our responds to. They play well around. They block for them. They make catches for them. They make checks for them. They play hard. I mean, vice versa. I mean, and all three guys have done that. And so it's just part of a matter of information we had to get together, make a choice.
Down front, Brent.
You said sometimes you don't have as good as years as others. Last year you weren't as good on offense as you were the year prior. What gives you confidence that you'll be
Practice,
back
experience,
to
and
that
things we
this
do.
year?
I know the system we have is a very good system. It's been proven for a long period of time. I think our players are executing it very well right now, and I think we're healthy. And a lot of the guys, we haven't had a lot of guys that you get trying to get ready and all of a sudden get injured, and you have to put other guys in or less experienced and things that go on. So I think from the practice standpoint, now I always feel confident in our guys. We got to go out there and play. So we'll find out. It's time to quit worrying about all that stuff and go play.
Front left, Naomi, and then front right, Cole.
What are some goals or things that you want to see on both sides of the ball this weekend?
No self-inflicted wounds, pre-snap penalties, alignments, assignments, techniques, be in the right place. I mean, people say that be your alignment. If you're a foot inside the guy or a foot outside the guy, line up the right way. Allow yourself the intangibles. Play with great toughness, play with great effort, play with great discipline. Have a lot of pride in what you do and have grit in what you do. And play with three eyes. Play with immediacy, intensity, and intelligence. And that's the thing. If you play with those things, you take care of your business, and the scoreboard says what you want it to say.
Front right, Cole, and then to the left, Cease.
Jimbo, you talked about injuries, being healthy for the start of the year. Is there anybody that may not be able to play week one?
Not as I know of right now.
To the left, Cease.
So do you have a number 2 quarterback, Jimbo?
Yes, I mean, I feel right now, right now we're in Haynes, Max, and Connor. But at the same time, I think either one of those other two guys could go in a second, and that can be dependent on how you practice each day. And it could be Haynes goes out there and had a terrible week of practice. Hey, whatever. I mean, guys, that thing is ever changing. And that you don't care about receiver?
I care about them all too.
You don't care about DB? No, I joke. I mean, but they got to go practice well and play well, and I feel very confident with all three of those guys.
Any thoughts on Desmond Howard picking you guys to win the national championship?
I didn't hear that, so that's great for Desmond. I mean, I appreciate confidence. I didn't know that happened.
We'll go to the back right, Justin, to the back left,
Desmond's good. I was like
Tyler.
No, I did. Desmond's a good guy. Him and that whole crew is a good group. They do a great job for college football.
Go ahead, Justin.
Coach, I know we focus a lot on young guys at receiver, but Chase Lane, man, just kind of consistent guy for you outside. Just what's Chase bring to that room? And
Yeah, and the guy's been played in a lot of games, made plays, very consistent, very smart, very intelligent guy, very well-rounded guy, can play different multiple positions, has played all three positions at receiver, which makes you even that much more valuable. So, hoping a guy that has a great year, and we counting on him with the experience and the time he's had on the field. He's had a good camp.
Back behind the lights, Tyler, you'll wrap us up.
Jim, were there any more, I guess, nerves or butterflies in the stomach for a season opener? And how excited are you for some of these freshmen to run out into Kyle Field for the
There's always butterflies for a season. There's butterflies for every game. I mean, that's what makes it. That means you care. Butterflies mean you care, and then how you handle them, you go play. And what you're doing is relevant to yourself as much as anything. Everybody talks about everybody else. It is relevant, but how relevant it is to you? I mean, as a player, as a coach, it makes what you do and how hard you prepare and the things you put into it. It's a lifetime of work. It's a lifetime of dreams for them. So I love it every year. I mean, to me, that's one of the most exciting times to watch them evolve into the team and the players individually and collectively that they can become. And that's one of the great joys to me as a coach in which you can have and watching that happen. And so I'm very excited for that.
All right, Coach. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.